everyone, welcome to Sparkling Diamonds. I am Brittany and I want to say welcome in if you are new. I am half of our channel. Robin is the other half, who's actually my mother, and we do lots of diamond painting content and soon to be just lots of crafts content, crafts, hobbies. And if you are returning, thank you guys so much for always coming back and watching us. So today we're doing a haul from Diamond Art Club of Stitch, in case you haven't figured it out. I absolutely love Stitch. They have released one or two here or there that I've gotten that were cute. There was one they released that I didn't really like at all, but then these, I loved all of them. So I had debated for a couple of days on whether or not I was going to get them, and then I placed an order last Saturday, decided I was going to just get them all because they're small, they're cute, and I need more small cute kids in my life. So here we are. So I did, just for sake of time, take plastic off of these four. But just in case you're new to diamond painting, I left it on one just to kind of show you. So they do come wrapped in they do come in a big box, but they also come wrapped in like this plastic. And so then all you gotta do is just peel it off. So normally with their boxes, I don't take the plastic all the way off. I usually just take off like enough to open it, but because these boxes open a little differently, which I'll show you, you gotta take the whole plastic off. So let's do that on this last one, kind of show you what I'm talking about. All right. So you got the plastic off. And so these boxes, normally their boxes normally open like at the top or the bottom, but these actually open on the side here. So before I get started on one, first I'm just going to do the toolkit on the first one, and then we'll just go through kit. And then one thing I want to mention is just hang around, guys, because as I unbox these, because I actually do want to do one of the smaller ones. Now I will tell you, I'm not going to do this one because it is the biggest of the bunch, but I do want to start one of these four small ones. And so we'll open this one last, the big one that I know I'm not going to do. Actually, we might do that one first, and then we'll do these four, and I want you guys to let me know down in the comments which of these four I should do first. So let's actually do the big one first. So let's get the little babies out of here. All right, so cute look. So this one's called Vibrant Stitch. So this is the only square one. It's 22 by 28 inches. And there's a look at what he looks like. And I absolutely love the wraparound box because you just have like Stitch all the way around. And I like the purple and green. You see at the end you've got your thing there. All right, so then to open these, like I said, you've got the two tabs on the side. And then it pops open like this, and we have our kit. So you are going to get a toolkit. Like I said, I'm just going to go over it in just this first one. I'm not going to go over it in all of them. Here's a look at what Diamond Art Club toolkits look like. You're going to get a bag of baggies. You get one of their new pens. Well, I guess it's not really new anymore, but it is pre-filled on this end with their clear wax, and all you do to get this out is you just twist it and it'll slowly start to come out the end here, and then this also will unscrew all the way out. So should you want to fill it with more wax or choose to use something else, you have that option. And then on the other end we do have a small four placer, excuse me, and then they also provide you with a 7-placer. They do give you an extra little pad of the clear wax, and then also their traditional heart pink wax. And then you get their beautiful tray, which these are amazing trays for first time use because they've got the high edges, they've got the stopper, they've got the lid. The only thing I wish is I have like the little ledge on the end, but you can make that with washi tape. All right, so let me just stick all this back in here just for ease of getting it all back in. And then we'll toss the toolkit out the side, and that's the only time we're going to talk about the toolkit, just because there's no point in going over the same thing 5 times when you've already seen it once in this video. Now there is a chance that the tray is smaller because they do have 2 sizes, and usually the smaller kits, they do the smaller tray, so there's a good chance the tray's smaller than the other ones, but still everything else is the same. All right, so here's our kit, and here is our little envelopes. This is going to have our sticker sheet in it, instructions, and then I think potentially a card. It does feel like there's a card. The Treasure Quest card isn't guaranteed in every kit, but So let's take a look and see what kind of cards we got. First one is a bronze. But look how shiny that is. That's so cute. And then there's the back, and it does say on the back, in case you're new, it says bronze on it there. And the design on the front will also kind of show you there's bronze, silver, gold, and black. Bronze is the most common, and then as you go up, they get rarer and rarer. So in this little thing, you're gonna have your tips and tricks, step-by-step instructions, your kit contents. You got a little QR code here to save 20% off your first app purchase, and then the QR code to their Facebook group. And then we have our cute sticker sheets. So you're gonna get a sticker here of Vibrant Stitch, as well as a sticker with some information, the number of colors, the shape, which is square, the size. You got a start and end date sticker. As you open it up, you see you have the name of the kit, Vibrant Stitch, and it's by Disney, and then you have all your kits. So this has 38 colors, including 1 AB and 5 fairy dusts. Exciting! So I doubt I take the specialty drills out of the packaging, but we will look and see where they go and kind of give you an idea of color. So let's take a look at this. Which end do we open on? There we go. I'm expecting this color palette to be very vibrant. Oh, not disappointed at all. So I do see right off the bat, I see like a teal AB right here. 2 bags of a purple fairy dust. Looking to see if I see anything else readily. I believe this bag of yellows also. So you have 2 bags of this purple. I'm pretty sure this yellow is a fairy dust. And then I can't easily tell what, oh, the orange. So, all right. Now this is a poured blue canvas, so you can roll it back on itself to make it really flat faster. It will self-flatten if you just leave it laying out, but for sake of this video, we're gonna roll it back and then I'll lay it out for you guys to see. Now I normally am a square girl, but I've always said if I like the canvas, I don't care. So you'd think I'd want to do the square first, but I want to stick with something smaller. But let's take a look at this cutie. Oh, guys! It's so cute! Look at that! You can almost get the whole thing in it. It kind of cuts off the bottom here a little bit. And actually I was anticipating this one to have a lot of color blocking, but it doesn't, it's not as much as you think because like the little zigzags over here in the pattern, and then you got like a cross here, look. See the zigzags, and then over here you've got the like the plus signs, the crosses. And then you do have some color blocking in him in places, but look at that! That you can't tell me that's not cute. That is adorable. All right, so we have to know where the specialty drills go, right? So the AB, which is like that blue, is 3846, and it's an up arrow. And actually I see, it's like there are little like spots, little squares in his head of that AB. Let's see. So all of this has little spots of that. And there's also some here in like the sleeve. It looks like his sleeve. So you have the same thing. You have little splotches of that AB. Oh, and in the purple half here, you've got a couple spots of that blue AB. Little splotches right there. And actually a couple on his little antenna here. So that's kind of scattered throughout pretty well. Now next is that yellow fairy dust. So that's 307. And that's going to be this yellow line along his ear, the yellow around his eye here, some of this part around his eye because it does change from yellow to orange, but the yellow around his ear here, the yellow part right here, and then part like this half of the yellow in his top, the yellow dots. The top half is not. It's a different AB actually, but then the spots all around like the bottom of his mouth here, those are all the yellow AB as well. Oh, and a little bit more right here. So then that sorry, I said AB. That was all that yellow fairy dust. Now that orange fairy dust is 444, and that's the check marks. And so that's actually going to be part of this right here. So this is also going to be fairy dust, just a different color. And I think that's actually it for that. There wasn't a lot of that fairy dust. That's this color right here. So then next you have 741. So the orange little squares here are all that 741 fairy dust. Right here around his eye. You have a little bit in his little antenna here. You have some at along the edge of his top here. And then some over here in this sleeve. So again, these are all scattered pretty well throughout. And actually I was just looking at that yellow fairy dust they're in the center of it's the center of every single little plus mark down here too, I just noticed. All right, next we have 742, which is like another shade of orange, and that's the symbol H. So you have, again, some of that. So essentially this whole ring around his other eye is gonna be fairy dust too, just different shades. Where else? Here we go. So then again, same thing, the top is all gonna be shades of fairy dust, but it's gonna kind of go from darker to lighter. And then there's a little bit of that darker orange right there. So that does it for that. And then the last one, of course, is a purple fairy dust, which that's the one we had 2 bags of, right? Yeah. And so that's gonna be, there's tons of that. All the purple in his ear, like so there's 2, so all the purple on this side, and then on this side of his ear, there's 2 shades of purple. And so it's gonna be the black writing symbol, not the 8. So it'll be like spots there. Same thing here, the darker shade is all that fairy dust. Same thing on this part. And let's see. The darker of this little circle is all fairy dust. The darker of this is all that fairy dust. Same thing all through here and here, the darker shades of that fairy dust. So tons of that. So he's got lots of pretty sparkles in him with the fairy dust. So that'll be pretty. All right, I like this one. Get ready to kick it off. Plus, I don't know if you guys watch, so I'm going to talk a little bit while I switch this one. I won't do it for all of them to make this video not horribly long. But if you guys know me, I love anything colorful. Makes me love a canvas. But then when it's a topic that I love, like Stitch, it just makes me love it even more. So like that is gorgeous. And even though it is larger, I kind of do want to do it, but I have a feeling once I open the other ones, I'm probably going to like them just as much because they all look just as vibrant. But I guess that's what we're here to find out, right? So let's stick this back in this box. I'm still not used to these boxes that open and close like this. Throws me off a little bit. Having to take the plastic off and then trying to get it to seal. Okay. Almost. Okay. All right, he goes to the side now. And we're gonna do traditional Stitch next. So again, all these from here on out are gonna be round diamond paintings. I think this is the smallest. It is. So this is just 17 by 17. This is the just Stitch. So let's get into this one. And this one, as you can see on the side, it tells you about the number of colors and the number of specialty drills. So that's 16 colors. It's gonna have 3 ABs and 2 fairy dust. And I was right. So I don't know how well you can tell here. Let me show you. This is the toolkit in this one. This is the toolkit in the other one. See the difference in the size of the trays? This one's much smaller. So I have a feeling all of them are probably gonna have the smaller tray, but everything else in them is the same. You still get all the pin, the tips, all that stuff. All right. If I had to guess, because I have that kind of look, we're gonna get all bronze cards, but we're gonna keep looking. Yep, bronze, but man, that is a shiny, shiny card. Look at, I can't even get it to like focus on it because it's so shiny. There's the back though. See if I turn it over, it focuses a little bit better. There we go. Still so vibrant. All right. And then just a quick look at our sticker sheet here, just so you can kind of see. Just a few colors. There's our little image. And there's a take a peek at all the colors if you want to see them. Tuck this back in here and seal it back up. These are all small enough, I don't have to take everything off the table. I can just open them up here and there's space. All right. So same thing we did last time. Colors, I'm expecting again to be pretty vibrant. And I did expect there to be a lot of the background because it is, these are full kits, not partial, so the background is a lot of color blocking. But I mean, outside that, you have an orange AB, a blue AB, an orange fairy dust. I think there's one more AB, but I'm not seeing it right off top. But there's a lot of good colors. Kind of surrounded by the white. All right, let's take a look at this small cutie pie. This is probably one, because this one I have a feeling is going to have a lot of color blocking. Some of the other ones might have a little bit more confetti, but this one's pretty basic with a lot of color blocking in the background. So I have a feeling, yes, look at him. He's so cute. So yeah, tons of color blocking in the background. Even the letters have huge hunks of color blocking. And so if you're new to diamond painting, I don't know if I mentioned it, color blocking is where you can use a multiplacer, place tons of drills at the same time. And then confetti, I mean, he doesn't really have a lot of confetti. I mean, you can see in here, there might be some places where you can only place like 1 or 2 drills. And so that would be like what confetti is, but even then, that really isn't a good example of confetti. So, oh, he's so cute though. Just look at that. He needs to be the focus. Look at that. Look at him. I absolutely love the drink in his hand. All right, so colors. So specialty drills. We have AB741, which is orange. It's going to be the whole T here, the bottom half of the C, and then the orange part of the drink are all that AB. Then you have a light blue, which is 3846, which is actually like his chest area here. It's like the lighter blue. So it's like the lighter blue there, and then there's a little bit like around the outside of his eyes. Kind of let you take a peek at that. And then we do have a white AB, and it's going to be like the white part of his lei, a couple of spots on his glasses, and then like the straw to his drink. All right, so now we have 351, which is going to be these 2 arrows here, as well as the top part of the S and this part of the H. And actually his tongue as well is all going to be that fairy dust. And then there's one more, which is 946, which is a little more vibrant red. So that's this top part of the T here. And then the red of his lei and the red of his sunglasses. And also the real red specks in his drink there, his pineapple. Okay. Told you I had a feeling I'd like them all. I do like this one. It's very small. It's very snack size. It's very color blocking. It would go fast. Ooh, I just want one that I can just kind of, you know, get in, work on, not take forever, because I tend to do like the most large, overwhelming kits. I don't tend to know what small is. So, like, this feels amazing. Like when I worked on, I did a piece from Enablers Outpost called Venice, which is like a portrait of one of our dogs drawn by Emma Casey. And it was 40 by 40, which is actually even a little smaller than this. And like, can I just tell you, it's like a breath of fresh air being so small. And so it didn't take hardly any time, and I need more of that in my life, you know? I do. Got little pieces of trash falling out of the box here. All right, let's put this one up, and we're gonna move on along. We got 3 more to go. So again, out of this one and the next 3, I'm gonna let you guys pick in the comments down below, and whichever one I see the most frequently will be the one that I decide to work on. So I'm gonna let you guys pick. Let's do pineapple glasses next. So this one is 17 by 20. Again, still a round kit. This one has 22 colors with 2 ABs and 4 fairy dust. So all of these have a good amount of specialty drills, even being smaller kits, which is my weakness. So yes, again, smaller tray of this toolkit. And we got our bag with our canvas and drills, and then we got our sticker sheet and our treasure quest card. Let's see what lies in store for us. Another bronze, but how can you be mad? Look at how cute. There's the bag just to look, but he's so cute. I love those glasses, love them. Just a quick glance at the sticker sheet so you can see the image. And then here's our colors. Just kind of let you get a peek at all of them. I know sometimes if I get kits and I want to enhance them, I can sometimes watch for videos if I haven't gotten the kit on hand and I'm like waiting on it to arrive. And so I like to be able to see like all the colors that are in it. Don't always get to see that, so I kind of like that. All right. So this one's just a tiny bit bigger. Not much. Ooh. Right out. Oh, okay. All the white in this, I can already tell you right now, look at that. It's all fairy dust. So I don't know how well it comes through, but there's like a fine glitter coating in it. You got 3 bags of this pink. I do see a red AB and an orange AB. And there's supposed to be, oh, there's an orange fairy dust. It says there's 4 fairy dusts, but I'm only seeing 2 right now. But let's take a look at this cutie. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys the side of that to kind of see the colors. They're packed so tightly, it's hard to see real well. All right. I'm rolling them back so they'll lay flat. All right, let's take a look at Pineapple Glasses Stitch. Oh, look at that. The glasses are just adorable. And I love the lays, much more colorful. In this one, you got lots of different colors of flowers, but those glasses, man, those glasses. All right. How adorable. Okay. And I didn't tell you guys anything about the canvas, so we're gonna kind of throw that in here. So they do have perforated paper on their canvases if you've never had a Diamond Art Club canvas. So where you see these like gray lines, it's just on the plastic, but it just marks where you can easily tear the canvas to make sections. You don't have to use release paper. All their canvases have a nice soft back, as well as perforated and scalloped edges. And then you do have their slogan, "Do What Makes You Sparkle, Diamond Art Club" at the top. Information about all the kits will be on the bottom left. You can see it's trademarked by Disney. And then you've got all their socials, and it tells you a little bit about their lifetime warranty as long as you're the original owner of the canvas. And you do have legends on the bottom right and top left. So now we got that out of the way, let's look at these specialty drills. So we have our red 666, which I'm sure you guys can guess is all the red in the lay. So anywhere you see the red on the canvas here is where that's going to be. The other AB is 972, which is like an orange, and so that's the orange flowers on the lay, but then the light orange on his entire sunglasses, which is going to be so cool. His sunglasses are going to be all shiny. All right, next we start the fairy dust. So we have N, which is 605, and it's like a light pink, so it's the light pink in the flowers here. And that's actually it. So far, almost the whole lay is... The only one that's not been so far is the orange, which actually, ironically enough, the next one is orange 740 fairy dust. And that's the orange flowers in the lay. And then the darker orange little spots in the pineapples and the sunglasses. You kind of see it. So the P was the what color was that? That's the 972, which was the AB. And then you have the orange right here, which is the fairy dust in the glasses. All right, next is Z958, and that looks like a greenish shade. It is. I don't know how well. Let's see if I shake it down. It's not gonna want to stay up. It's like this shade right here, and so that is in parts of the tops of it's the spade symbol. So it's parts of the tops of the pineapples here where it's lighter. So there, and then same thing on the other side. And I don't see that anywhere else. And the last one is that white, which we have 3 bags of. And that's going to be literally anywhere on the canvas you see white. So these huge strips of the background, they're all that fairy dust. But then you also have some white spots in the lay. It's going to be that fairy dust. There's a spot here. This part is in his glasses is fairy dust. This is a different color. This is like a gray. A little strip right there. So again, lots of specialty drills in these small kits. I love that. I love it. Especially with them being colorful. So the lay is going to be all shiny. The glasses are going to be all shiny. Because you got stuff in the rims and then the pineapple tops. So. See, this is why I'm letting you guys choose, because I'm already, so we know we're not doing the first one because it was the biggest, but then so far the 2 smaller ones we've opened, I like them both, and I don't know how I would decide. So we're gonna let fate and you guys decide, because it's not gonna get any easier for me as we move on, because these are all just gonna be so daggum cute. All right, chuck this one back in our box here. And then I think up next, I think the next one is, if I'm not mistaken, the exact same size as this one. And then the last one's just a tiny bit bigger. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah. All right. Up next, Psychedelic Stitch. There's a look at him. So again, he's 17 by 20. And then this one has 34 colors. 1 AB, an iridescent, and 6 fairy dusts. Ooh, snuck an iridescent in this one. Honestly, I don't know where it could go. Anybody got guesses? I don't. All right, toolkit, chuck to the side here, and get the goods out. As usual, we'll start with our card, another bronze. Psychedelic Stitch. These are so pretty. And then quick glance at our sticker sheet. So there's our small image. And then here's a look at all of our colors. This kit's so small, it almost has as many colors as the big one did. See if we can see these, the iridescent ones, to see what color we got here. I'm curious about that. I don't, sometimes I can pick where they might be. This one I don't really know. So got lots of white. You got an orange AB on the bat here. And then this is so you have an orange AB and one of the fairy dusts. So that's the only AB, but then you have a yellow fairy dust. Oh, it's like a, let's see if I can get it to stick up here. It's like a yellow iridescent, which is like a crystal drill. You can kind of see it right there a little bit. There's, look at your color palette. Looking to see if I could see any of the other fairy dust drills. Fairy dust drills for me are the hardest ones to pick out, because sometimes you just can't tell without taking them out, and I can't. So, let's see. I have a feeling this one was going to be one of the ones with a little bit less color blocking. This one and the next one, because there's so much going on in these. All right, here's Psychedelic Stitch. Oh, so cute though. I love the colorful flowers around him, but look at, he's so cute. Okay, this one's cute. All right, fine. I told you, this is what I'm letting you guys pick, because this one's already cute. All right, what do we got for specialty drills? So AB 947 is going to be lots of places. So the red part of this, the red part of this here. This red's a little darker, so it's not either of those. And you see I have darker red here. This lighter red on the inside is where that AB is. And then there's some right here, as well as the outer of this, and then the whole chunk right here. So tons of that AB, and you can kind of see. This is the darker red, but this is the one that's the AB. That one right there. Okay, next, this is what I'm curious about, is our crystal, our iridescent, which is 444, and it is the symbol P. So I see a couple right here, in like the veins of what would be like this leaf here, is what I'm gonna say. There's some in this one. There's actually quite a bit in this one right here. It's like wrapping around the outside more so than the inside of this one. See if I can get up here and show you. So it's the capital P. So tons of it. Right through there. And then you can see the other ones is kind of like inside the vein, like right here. And right here. So that one, and some of that one. I don't see it on any of the other ones. So those 3 places. Oh, actually there's a little bit right here. Just a tiny bit on the edge of that one. So that's pretty. All right, Z166 is our first fairy dust. So I do see quite a bit right here. There's a tiny bit right here just above Stitch's head. A few on the inside of this sleeve here. Quite a few around the leaf here. I'm calling them leaves. That may not necessarily be what they're supposed to be. That's what kind of look like to me. But around the edge of this one. And around the edge of this one here. And a little bit on the inside of this one here. So it's kind of scattered throughout places. Next is 307, which is the U. And there's quite a bit of that. So like all of this bright yellow here, the bright yellow around the outside of this one. This has the mixture, all the yellow is going to be either some of that P, which is that crystal, or that fairy dust. Same thing here. Everything that you see here that's yellow is either going to be that crystal or that fairy dust. You've got the fairy dust here, all the fairy dust here, as well as here, and then this one again, the mixture of fairy dust and crystal. So lots of that one actually. Okay, so that other red that I said was the darker red is actually going to be a fairy dust, and it's 606. So that's this whole leaf, the outer part of this, the outside of the darker shade here, this whole inner piece in this one, as well as right here. So basically anywhere you see red with the exception of his mouth is going to be a fairy dust or an AB, some kind of specialty drill. One fairy dust, one AB. Next is 703, which is like a green, and it is the percent symbol. So I see a few right here. That one isn't, oh, right here along the edge of this one. Oh, goodness. All the green in this. There's a couple along the edge here, and along the edge here on the inside of the other fairy dust. And that's it. So it looks like so far all these, the outside decorations are going to be all kinds of special drills, and that's going to be really pretty actually. He hasn't had any in him, but that's okay because everything around him is going to be pretty. This one might be in him. This is 3766, which is like a blue shade, and it is. It's the dollar symbol, so you have a little bit right here on his belly, his chest, the bottom of his mouth, the inside of this eye, but not this one, so right here. And that's actually it. So that is just on him. And the last one is 3806, which is a pink. And so that's going to be some parts. So there's two parts of this in a lot of the pinks. There's a 7, which is not, and then the star, which is going to be where that AB goes. So you can see it's kind of scattered throughout there. There is not any here. Almost all of the pink in this is that star symbol. This one's kind of mixed. A good portion of this pink on the outside of this is, and actually this one, none of this has the star. So I really like that though. He has a little bit of sparkle with some fairy dust, but then there's a lot on the leaves. I'm calling them leaves. I think that's what it's supposed to be. And a little bit of flowers, because this is like the flowers from LA. So you have like flowers, and I think these look like leaves. So these are flowers, and these look like leaves. That's what I'm calling them. So I do, okay, yeah. I like this one just as much as the last. I really do like how they did the specialty drills in all of these. Very well done. Very well done. I love Stitch though. And these, you guys can't tell me. We have one left, but you guys can't tell me these all have not been absolutely stunning like color palettes. I know that first one had quite a bit of color blocking. The rest of them haven't been too, like they still have quite a bit of color blocking, but it's not like all one shade like that background on that first one. Last one we're coming up to. This is going to be the biggest of the small ones. So this was the last of the 4 you can choose from. And it's only bigger by a little bit. This one's 17 by 22. The last 2 are 17 by 20. So it's just 2 inches taller. So this is Welcome to Hawaii. Look at that. He's always sipping some kind of good drink. So this one has only 19 colors. 1 AB and 3 fairy dust. This one has the least amount of specialty drills, I think. So, okay. Toolkit. Another small one. Just checking it out to the side. All right, surely the last card I'm gonna get something good, right? Wish me luck. Here we go. Alas, another bronze. But here he is. Welcome to Hawaii. He's very cute. I will say I cannot be disappointed by that. Even though they're all bronze, they're all absolutely adorable. Adorable. All right, quick look at your little thumbnail, as well as your sticker sheet. So I got 1 AB and 3 fairy dust in this one. Put that back up here. Ignore Venice in the background, guys. As we've said in other videos, she just thinks she runs the world, and that is not the case, whether she may think it is or not. Ooh. Okay, this one's all bright. Look at that. Not a dull color in there. So let's see if I can see anything here. That pale yellow right there looks like a fairy dust. This green, which there are actually 2 bags of right here, is a fairy dust. There's an orange AB. I can't tell what the last one is. All right. This one's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be bright, colorful. They've all been pretty bright and colorful. I don't know why I'm saying this one is. The other ones were too. All right, welcome to Hawaii. It's adorable. Okay, now this one is gonna have probably the most confetti of all of them. So when I was talking about confetti, guys, look down here. It's like there's just little spots, and that's where you're gonna have to change colors a lot. And even like the palm trees have a lot of different colors, and like the bottom part of the sky. So actually this one does have, like the top part up here is pretty color blocking in the orange, but once you get down here where it starts to transition, and even like the colors down here, you do have quite a bit of confetti. This side's actually all color blocking, as well as the Hawaii part. The welcome's not bad either. So just the orange and pink right through here. And he's lots of color blocking, so it's a good balance actually. So specialty drills for this one, we only got 4. So the first is an orange, which is 972, and so that's going to be the welcome part of the Hawaii sign, as well as the light yellowish orange part of the sun here. So it's the spade symbol again, so right there, and it kind of swirls all the way out of the sun. And I don't see it anywhere else. Make sure. Yeah, that's it. All right, so now we switch to our fairy dust. So first is the 745, which is that pretty pale yellow, and that is actually going to be the whole word Hawaii right here. Is all going to be that, as well as the top part of his little drink here. So I don't see that anywhere else either. Well, actually I lied. And the 2 part here in the middle of like the star, that is all that same pale yellow as well. So the center of that, the word, and then the top of the drink. Next is a pink, which is 893, and so that is like an L symbol. So that's going to be the pale pink dots over here on this side, as well as all the pale pink in the background here. So you have a mix of like an orange and a pink there, but it's not really an L, but it looks like an L. That's all going to be that pink fairy dust. And then the last we have is that green, which is 906. And so that's actually going to be scattered throughout the palm trees. It's going to be almost the entire coconut. I think this is supposed to be a coconut. I don't know. But so there's a little bit in there. Like I call this the gas symbol is not, but this other symbol is all that fairy dust. And then you have some in the grass over here, and then even a little bit in the background underneath the welcome word. So still a good little bit. None in him. But that's okay. He's the pretty blue. He stands out. All right, guys. So that's it for our Stitch haul. We got all 5 of the recently released Stitch kits from last week. So again, I'm letting you guys pick. I'm going to start one of them. So here, let me wrap this one up. I'll keep talking, and I'll wrap this one up, and I'll put the 4 back on the table that you can choose from, so you guys kind of have an idea. So I'm just wanting to add like a small kit to my life, because most of the ones that I have that are whips already are very large kits, and I just want something kind of small that's going to be like done in no time. And you can't tell me these cute little kits With the exception, this one I think would take the most time because it is obviously the biggest of the 4 small kits, and it does have confetti, but even then it's still a lot of color blocking. But I think all of these, the 4 of these will work up pretty quickly. So let me get this one closed and I'll stick the 4 small ones back on here to show you the 4 that you can pick from. All right. So the one we just opened, Welcome to Hawaii. And then you have Psychedelic Stitch and Pineapple Glasses, which are the same size, a little bit smaller, but the same size. And then it's just the traditional Stitch, which is the smallest. So out of these 4, let me know in the comments below, which one would you like to see worked on first? Obviously they're all gonna get worked on at some point, but I wanna go ahead and start one because I just want, again, something cute and small, fun and colorful in my life. So you guys are gonna pick, we'll say I'll give it like till, we'll say like Sunday maybe Saturday if I really want to kit one up and start on it. So this is going to go up tonight, which is Thursday. So we'll say maybe sometime Sunday or Saturday. If I'm really enjoying working on my Off to Emerald City, I may wait till Sunday, but we'll say Saturday. Whichever one has the most votes by then will be the one I pick on. So you guys can let me know down below. The cuties. All right guys, I really enjoyed getting to open all these Stitch kits with you, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave me a thumbs up, and that will do it. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you're kind to everybody, both in the real world, online, and in our comment section down below, and we'll see you soon. Bye.